Today's episode is going to be a little bit different in that I'm not here to talk to you guys about any particular mindset shift. I just want to have a candid conversation. I've been gone for 2 weeks and I want to talk about it. I've said this before, but I really feel like there's this misconception that those of us who are coaches in the mental health or inner wellness space, alignment coaches, embodiment coaches, whatever self-development, whatever you want to categorize us as, feel like there's this misconception that we always have it together. Oh, another title that I'm not a fan of is gurus, self-help gurus. I don't like it, but that's just me. If I'm going to stay true to my brand, if I'm going to stay true to why I got into this line of work, but also why I started the show, then I need to make sure that folks know that they're not alone and that we absolutely do not always have it together. I think a lot of times we just maybe have the tools a little bit more readily available because we have educated ourselves on this, or hopefully we have educated ourselves on this. I am a certified and accredited life coach. Coach of Life Success is the actual designation. I'm also an NLP practitioner. I do Reiki and sound bath healing. You guys hear me say that in the intros. But none of that makes me exempt from real life. When we talk about healing, truth is I still get overwhelmed. I still get upset. I still get angry. And there are times when I handle situations that I'm not always operating as my best self. The difference is Vanessa now has the emotional maturity and capacity to be able to look at myself and say, I could have and should have handled that differently. Or I know exactly what I'm doing right now and I'm choosing to go against my higher self, whatever it is. And I just don't think enough people talk about it. So I'm not necessarily here to spill the beans on my personal business because I want to honor myself and my boundaries, but also I don't want to put anybody else's business on Front Street that I have in my life. But I do want to talk a little bit about just kind of where I've been recently and how I've been feeling, and let you all know that when I get on here, it's never to talk at you. It's never because I think that I am better than, or because I think that I have reached the pinnacle in my healing journey, because in reality, there's no such thing. I just want to create a space and talk about some shit. So here I am. If you're still with me, I invite you to get comfortable, grab a drink, grab a snack. You know what time it is. It's time to tune in and shift with me. Welcome back to the On Some Real Shift podcast, where I have real conversations on what it takes to shift your mindset and uplevel your emotional and spiritual life. I'm your host, Vanessa. I already told you my title's in the intro, so we're going to skip that part today. And like I said, I'm not here to talk to you from that angle. I also have no clue where this episode is going to go because I have nothing scripted, not a bullet point. I just got a lot of stuff swirling in my brain and I'm here to word vomit it out. So buckle up. So I've been gone for, I think, like 2 weeks now, and I was having a hard time being inspired to record. And it's because of a lot of different things, okay? Number one, the state of the world right now. I am a very empathetic person. I am very, very, very sensitive to energies. If you know me in real life, you know, my friends have this saying, they say, Vanna be knowing. Some people call me Vanna or Vanessa, whatever. But anyway, people say Vanna be knowing or you be knowing because I am so in tune with my intuition and my body that I be knowing. And it's such a beautiful gift. But on the flip side, I'm still learning how to protect my energy. When the world is heavy, when my world is heavy, I can be brought down. And straight up with the horrific things going in Iran and Israel and honestly all around the world, Diddy's disgusting ass, all these just little pockets of, I don't even know how to categorize it. It's just so ugly to me. I've just allowed them to drain me. And to be clear, I'm very well aware of how privileged I am to live in the United States at the end of the day and not actually be directly impacted by 99% of the things going on that I'm talking about, that I see, but my spirit can't take it. It's really hard. I remember the weekend coming out of what looked like it was going to become World War III. I gave myself a stress haircut that weekend. So there's that. We're going to ignore the fact that my hair is frizzy right now though, okay? Has nothing to do with it. But no, so I went to work that Monday and it was a very ominous, very weird feeling in the office. I thought it was so strange that everybody was continuing business as usual. Like we weren't just talking about blowing up the entire world less than 24 hours prior to checking in. And it really, really weighed on me heavily. I get it. This is political for most people. But for people like me, it's hard for me to see the political piece because I see humans and people first. And I just can't get past the point of seeing that this is a bunch of people with highly unregulated nervous systems, unchecked egos, poor emotional regulation and coping. I mean, all of that running very serious parts of the world. And I don't know, I just feel like a lot of this could be avoided. I firmly believe that emotional mastery is crime prevention. I mean, don't even get me started. I can't go down that road today. But the point is, it's hard for me to view this as just a political situation. It's a people situation. You are affecting people directly, people who didn't sign up to be affected. And it just weighed on me really heavily. And it was very strange. It was very hard for me to come to the office and just log in and act like nothing was happening. I was talking to my friend about it at work, and she says, well, people don't want to talk about it because you never know where people stand politically. And I get it. That's just not the way I operate. And so that had me down. It's just hard for me to show up and operate like business as usual, as if the world isn't on freaking fire right now. Honestly, it just really helped me see where I am out of alignment in my life. I've always done very well in corporate spaces, but I've also really struggled because I am a very hippy-dippy, love is the most important thing, let's just raise our consciousness and evolve as humanity type of girl. And I'm not saying that school of thought is right. I'm just saying that is who I am. And so it's just been really taxing, really emotionally taxing to show up at a job that is also very high visibility and can be high stress if you let it be, no matter how much you like your job, because my spirit feels heavy. So that's just a very long way to say I have some work to do in terms of finding ways to continue to protect my peace. Because unfortunately, in this shitty matrix that we're in, there's certain things that I have to show up to right now. And I need to find ways to make them digestible for me. I need to find ways to not allow the world's chaotic energy, which is honestly 24/7 if you think about it. There is no time that is peaceful 150%. But I do need to find ways to better manage the heaviness of the world. But yeah, I felt like an alien coming into the office. Like everybody's just trucking along, business as usual. This is due that day. What, did you get this email? Y'all good? Are y'all okay? Because we were just talking about World War III was just about to pop off this week. Sure, I will check my email. So yeah, I'm a work in progress, but I'm trying to get there. So that was weighing on me, and I just needed a break because it just didn't feel good to hop on this microphone and try and talk to people about regulating their nervous system and shifting their mindset when I was having trouble doing it myself. The other piece of it is I have been going through my own shit. I have somebody in my life that I really love a lot, but I am learning that they are very committed to staying in a very unhealed space, and I'm not here to judge them. I can't, because I've been there before. But it is very hard to be close to people who are committed to staying in their misery, who are committed to being in their own way, who are committed to not facing themselves because it's too scary. And as a person with so much empathy, if I don't check my boundaries, I can get caught up in it, because especially now that I'm in this space, it's very easy for me to see you do this because of this, that trauma affected you in this way, so it's showing up like that. It's very easy for me to see and understand and rationalize all of the things. And because I care about this person, I give them a lot of room and a lot of grace. But I've started to notice it has been to my detriment. And I started to feel like a fraud, because I come on here and I talk about being your highest self, having strong boundaries, and not allowing anybody to take you off that course. I talk about the importance of self-love and changing our mindset and our habits. And I stepped back and I said, Vanessa, you are out of alignment right now. And you are an alignment coach. Really, that's what I am at the end of the day. Scratch all the titles. I am an alignment coach. I help you and myself get into alignment wherever you're out of alignment in your life. And so that was hard to swallow, is to say, oh, wow, I've been out of alignment and I know it. And I've been ignoring it. And so I just had to give myself some time to forgive myself, give myself some grace, and understand that if I'm true to who I say I am, whether it's on this camera in this show or in my private life when the camera is off, it's okay. I have to take my own advice and remember that healing is not linear. And a big part of the healing process is to be able to look at your behavior and say, you know what, I'm aware. And now that I'm aware, I get to choose differently. So that's where I'm at. I'm aware. I finally accepted that some of my stress has been self-imposed. It's not about what the other person is doing. It is about what I have been allowing. And yeah, I just had to give myself the time and space to come to grips with that. I don't think enough people who are in this space really get real about the things that they struggle with at home or in their personal lives because they want to be seen as the subject matter expert who, well, I used to be this and now I'm this and I can help you get from here to here since I've done it too. But the reality is healing is ongoing. Right? Healing never stops. There's no final destination. And what that means is we are continuing to heal and to learn through our friendships, through our relationships, through our jobs, through our family ties, all of it. And just because you know better doesn't always mean that you do better. I don't know if it's because I'm a Taurus, but sometimes I'm going to be stubborn and pick the hard route knowingly until it becomes so disruptive that I have no choice but to change. And I know that about myself and I'm working on it. And maybe I should just be proud of that because there was a time in my life where I didn't even realize that about myself. But yeah, I'm just trying to navigate a very challenging situation and come to grips with the fact that there are probably some people in my life that I need to put distance with, permanent distance, because they are very committed to staying the same. It really sucks when you want something more for somebody than they want it for themselves. It really sucks when you really love that person and you say, I know they're not a bad person, but these things, their unhealed wounds are bleeding on me. And because you can understand them, because you can see where they're coming from, if you're not careful with your boundaries, you just give them more and more and more rope until you say, well, wait a minute, where's the rope for me? I don't have anything left to hold on to. So yeah, that's kind of what it's been recently. I've been struggling with showing up on socials. I don't really know how I want to show up. Some days I want to share knowledge and some days I want to talk shit. And by that, I mean, some days I just want to be me and share my unfiltered thoughts and without it being pretty, without it being curated. And social media is such a freaking hassle sometimes because you got to make sure everything's spelled correctly. Everything looks good. What time do you post? What hashtags do you have? Do I put the text on the screen and slide it to the side so I can get the most engagement and all the things? I don't want to do all that. I really don't. I just want to show up as myself. But I also want to be able to properly promote my business for the professional and high quality transformations that I do provide. And I don't want to lose myself in the process. So it's just, I'm learning. I've had a business before and it was very easy because I had an end product that I could show visually. I used to have a beauty brand. And I had a beautiful brick and mortar studio and the whole thing. And I was able to show the before and the after, and that was easy to do. But because the transformations that I offer, the support that I offer is not visual, I'm having a hard time figuring out how to translate that. So yeah. Ooh, you know what else I've been struggling with? And I feel like I've hinted at this for months is I have been so undisciplined with my workouts and my food. I have been so out of alignment with my body and my health. And I complain about it. I stare at my fupa and I get upset with it. And then I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, girl, but you haven't done anything to fix it. So this last week, I've been a little bit better. I've been better about my protein intake. I have walked a few times this week and I'm trying to set realistic goals, achievable goals so that I don't overwhelm myself and get back on being the baddie that I am. Just a couple of days of walking this week, I'm already feeling better. I'm ready to get braids. And if you know me, when I get braids, you can't tell me anything. It's like the bad bitch transformation. Braids just give me, it's almost like an alter ego. You can't tell me shit with braids, okay? I turn into another person. Work, I'll be cool. But outside of work, listen, there's something about braids, something about some waist length, knotless braids that turn me into something else, and I'm ready to be her. So I think I'm gonna do that this weekend, get some braids and transform into my bad bee alter ego because I deserve it. I will say that I did a couple little posts on TikTok, nothing major, nothing crazy. And one of them was about how I used to pour a drink. Now I lace up my shoes. This is what healing looks like. And I connected with some very cool, cute women, baddies who are also on the sober journey. Love y'all. So that's been cool. Ooh, I have 2 collaborations in the pipeline and I'm so excited. I'm not going to tell y'all with who, but one is a creator who reached out to me a couple of months ago and she is so good. I'm going to be a guest on her show first, and then she's going to be a guest on mine. She talks about astrology and the practical ways we can use it to amplify our life. Astrology, really, when you start to understand your birth chart, is really such a tool. So I will leave it high level at that, but I'm very excited. So when I tape them, I will let y'all know, and I'll send you over to her because she's great. The other podcast is another, woo-woo hippy dippy podcast, because I realize I don't talk enough about how hippy dippy I really am on this channel. So maybe I need to do that. But I'm not quite sure of what the format is going to be. I actually have a meeting about it on Sunday in a couple days. They're planning for season 2, and I think they're going to change the format a little bit. So we're going to talk about that, but I'm really excited. So I got some great things in the pipeline too. I think overall, I have just spent a lot of my energy in making sure that the people around me are okay. I have been spending a lot of energy kind of on autopilot recently, but I have not spent enough energy being intentional about myself and really taking the time to see where I'm out of alignment. And so that's what this episode is about, is to just be candid about, I got some shit going on and I'm learning that it is okay. I am grateful to be in this line of work because it has afforded me the deep self-awareness to be able to look at myself and say, okay, I see exactly what's going on here. I see exactly what I need to do and where I need to do better. Stop going against yourself, girl, because you know that never works out. But it doesn't make me exempt from the feelings and the things that come with life. Yeah, I am an alignment coach who has recently been out of alignment, and that's okay. I wish that more people in the inner wellness space would be more candid about the things that we struggle with. I don't ever want to come on here and make people feel like I'm preaching at them, talking at them as if I am exempt or any better than the next because I am a coach, because I have an inner wellness brand, because I am in this space. Because then that kind of defeats the purpose of, number one, being who I am in my authenticity. I don't think I'm any better than the next person. In fact, if you are a healer, if you are in the inner wellness and healing space and you look down at those who are maybe not where you are or where you think you are, you're doing it wrong. I just want people to always know that there is nothing that I preach about. There's nothing that I teach about. There's nothing that I talk about that I have not or will not or do not do myself. I try to take a very honest look at myself often, and I realize I hadn't been doing that often. I've been on autopilot. I've been a little bit burnt out. Now that I've taken the time to step back and say, why is my energy so off? Why am I so unmotivated? Why am I feeling so sluggish? Why am I feeling so misaligned? Well, girl, it's because you haven't taken a minute to look at yourself. At the end of the day, I still have far more to be grateful for than I have to stress about, and that I do know. And I will always be grateful for that. I'm grateful for the mind and the spirit that I have to be able to look at myself and my situations for what they are. And I'm grateful to be in this line of work because if I can just help one person, then I'm doing my job right. So yeah. Not quite sure what's gonna make it in this episode. Not quite sure what I even just said. But yeah, I just wanted to hop on and say, what up? I'm here. I'm back, I think. But I just needed a minute. And that's okay. It's okay to take a minute. I gotta practice what I preach. And that means sometimes taking a beat. Taking time to take care of yourself. There's nothing and nobody more important than you when it comes to who you take care of. If you don't take care of yourself, there is absolutely no way that you can take care of anybody else. And I don't know about y'all, but I have a couple people who are depending on me. So if you're still here, thank you for listening, and sorry for whatever weird journey I just took you on. But I appreciate you listening. Next episode will be about, I don't even know right now, but I'll figure it out. And as always, I'm super grateful for your time. I will catch you on the next episode. Peace.